Hello, hi everyone. Welcome back to Blossom Living with POI. Wow, it's been a while. How is everyone doing? I hope you're all doing well. Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and Happy New Year, even though it's like the second quarter of the year. But Happy New Year and you all remain blessed, okay? So today I want to do a quick check-in and I also want to talk about my HRT regime and a quick update. And because a few people have been asking me what's my HRT regime, so I thought I'll just take the opportunity to do that today. Okay, so sit down, relax, get a cup of water. I need a glass of water actually. I might get water. Get a glass of water, get tea, whatever you need, and let's get into it, right? Okay, so first thing first, I have my list here, so I'll be looking down on it so I don't forget anything. Let's talk about the first thing first I want to talk about is briefly is about the POI journal, the premature ovarian insufficiency / early menopause journal. I want to celebrate that and talk about it as well. And it's a booklet. It's more than a journal, it's a booklet. So Ava and I published this beauty. This beauty. It's going to be 2 years this year. It's crazy. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has actually purchased this journal for all the feedback that you guys have sent to us and the feedback on Amazon and the rating on Amazon, and also for letting us know how much this has actually helped you, how much this has actually impacted you, how this information and the prompt questions and some certain part of it and all sharing our story has actually been of a great benefit to you. So we really this project was a very personal project to us. When we started this, it was an emotional project. There was a lot of tears, there was a lot of just going back trying to remember things. There was a lot of story sharing between us. There was a lot of sleepless nights, there was a lot of crying. It was overwhelming when we did this because just talking about the condition helped us to kind of think about the stages when we were diagnosed, what kind of questions help us to actually come up with the questions and everything to actually put here to try and help others. So it was, yeah, so I'm very proud of this. So go check it out if you haven't. The link will be below. And I take this with me. It's good to have something whereby you can just store everything that has to do with your premature menopause, appointments, everything, your blood test. You can just put everything in here to have something that's just for that, something sacred to you, personal to you. Whenever I go for appointments, I use this as well too. I have an appointment next month and I have all my questions here. So for me, this is something I wanted for a long time. It's when I've talked about how this started. I wanted something for me that I could store my information and use for me. And I thought about the idea initially. When I thought about it, it was just for me initially. So we decided to share it with the world. So that's how this came about. So yeah. Anyway, so the next thing I want to talk about is the Blossom Community Support Group, which I started last year, August. So for anyone who's interested, the link will be below. So I've always wanted to start a community because I know how it feels to this, like I said, this condition can isolate you and make you feel as if you're alone. And I know how it feels. And I know how that feels. So I felt alone for a long time. I was alone for a long time. And I know how that made me feel. So I've always wanted a group of support where you can just come together and talk. We can talk about things. We can talk about everything that's related to POI, from the symptoms to the condition itself, to how it impacts us, to how, it impacts our daily life within friends, relationship, sexual relationship, friendship, whatever it is. So we talk about so many things like that. One of the topics we talked about last month was feeling defeated after leaving a doctor's appointment. And this, we had to go back in time in terms of talking about initially being diagnosed, the lack of information, the lack of support, and just the lack of not feeling as if we were cared about at all. It's just like, yeah, okay, this is wrong with you. When you're ready to have babies, let us know. And then we'll go through the infertility part of things. So it's mostly the infertility part that was talked about. And we all agreed on that, you know what, even at 13 years of you, that those are 13, 24, 25, it's only the and they don't talk about how the POI can actually impact you. And a lot of us had to then find out about that later on ourselves when we're going through this all these symptoms and we're feeling as if we're going crazy, and we start to wonder what's going on. It's this condition, but that was never said to us. It's just like that. Bye. So we talk about so many of that, and how we share our stories, and we also talk about, what could be done to improve things and what could have been done. So, and so many other topics. So, and so much more topics to talk about. So if you want to be part of it, definitely join us. Don't feel like you're alone. There's a space for you to come in. You can come in. If you feel like it's not for you, you're more than welcome to leave. We all want to find our own space where we belong, right? That's it. And I want to celebrate the fact that we hit 400 subscribers on this page. Hi everyone. Hello to all the new subscribers. I know I dab in and out on other topics in this page, like thyroid and other things, but it's primarily POI. So to know that there's a group of people here that it's benefiting from this channel and the content that I share when I do share. And then let's talk about my HRT regime. Then we'll talk about other things, okay? So I want to just point out that what works for me might not work for you, okay? POI affects everyone differently. So, and your HRT regime has to be tailored to individuals. HRT has to be tailored to individual symptoms and yeah. So for me personally, I'm on the continuous HRT. I've always been on the continuous HRT non-stop. I take progesterone every day. So initially, I've talked about this before from my past video. So last 2 years, was it 2 years or last year? That's when I changed over to the body identical HRT, which is the patch. So I take the estradiol patch. I take 2 patches at a time, and then I change it twice a week. So I change on Mondays and change on Fridays, and I take 2 patches. So I'm on high dose. And then I take the eutrogestrone progesterone. I was taking it orally, but I switch over to vaginally because of a lot of progesterone intolerance. But I noticed that it has actually gotten better taking it vaginally. But of course, there's still some side effects that I'm still experiencing. But if I'm to pick between vaginally or orally, I pick vaginally, honestly. But one thing is, I noticed that taking the progesterone vaginally is drying me out. So I'm really sore and dried. So I might have to go back on Vaginafirm, which is the local estrogen. So I'll discuss that with my doctor. I might have to go back on that because I was on that for a while, and then I stopped when I felt like everything was moist and I was okay. But since taking the progesterone vaginally, I've been really sore. Sometimes when I insert the progesterone, it's really sore and tender. So sore and tender. So I'm really sore and everything. So we'll see about that. It dries me out, and as well as other symptoms I experience. I might do a video on that later on to discuss more in depth about that. And then I take the testosterone. So I've been taking testosterone on and on for the past year or 2. And I take the testo gel. I don't have it with me now. I would have shown you guys. And what's I going to say? I need to take a deep breath. I'm too fast. Okay. So I'm losing my train of thought now. What's that say? Yeah, testo gel. So I take that. I use 1 sachet in 10 days. So very small amount. Place it on my upper thigh. I switch between both thighs. Then I was on the Vagifirm, but I stopped that already. Like I said earlier on, I'm no longer a Vagifirm, but I might have to go back to it. We'll see. So that's kind of my regime right now, and it's working well for me, apart from the progesterone that's giving me a bit of a here and there, but I'm still trying to figure out the progesterone and things like that. I'm in a much better place now than I was last year and early this year, especially last year. Last year, progesterone was just me and progesterone. Progesterone and I last year was just, we're in a fighting battle. It was just like, I do this, progesterone do this. It was just like going back and forth. We're just going back and forth. But much better place this year with some other symptoms, but I'm trying to manage them and see what I can do around then. I have an ultrasound coming up, so I'm going to do an ultrasound just to make sure that the lining of my uterus is okay. So that's my regime, guys. What else was I going to say? That's it, actually. If you want to know more, check our previous video. And I know I've not made a video on testosterone yet, to share my experience on that. I will. So keep an eye on that. And then briefly for myself, the first quarter of the year, especially last year, towards the end of last year, and the first quarter of this year, was very hard for me in terms of fatigue. And I don't know if the progesterone is contributing to it, because I've been okay since I started testosterone. My fatigue has really improved, but I've just been really tired. Like, not just say you're tired, you need a rest. I rest, but I'm still extremely tired. And sometimes I feel like the progesterone doesn't have an effect on me anymore, I think. But sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm still drunk and sleep. And throughout the rest of the days, I will still be tired, so sleepy. And this can go on for like 2, 3, 4 days. And then literally sometimes I find myself literally dragging myself on the floor like this. I know, for me, I have thyroid as well. Sometimes I think it's a thyroid, but my thyroid has been in remission. And I see my doctor twice a year. It used to be 3 times, but I see my thyroid doctor twice a year. And I have an appointment in June. And he's really good. And he checks all my blood work, everything. So he checks all my vitamins and stuff. And those are okay. So when I was just, no. But it's gotten better now. So I don't know what's going on with that as well too. And also in terms of the progesterone, I talk about how I'm still sporting a little bit. How I'm still having some stomach issues. My stomach is literally like really sore, and sometimes I just feel extremely bloated and stomach pains and gassing a lot, burping a lot. I know I talked about how I thought this was related to maybe acid reflux, but they did like something. What's it called when they stick the thing through your throat and check your stomach? I can't remember the name right now. We did tests and everything for that. Those were fine. So that's why I kind of just really focused on myself. And but anyway, things are much better now. I still have on and off days. I think what I've noticed, and also with sharing with others and others sharing their stories, that with the POI, even though I'm on the hormone that's supposed to replace what I'm not producing, you still have lingering symptoms. You're always going to have lingering symptoms. HRT is not HRT. I've come to learn that HRT is just not going to cure all your symptoms and you're going to be okay. For me, it's body acheness, number one, and the fatigue. Those are the 2 things I mostly deal with most of the times, apart from like others that symptoms with HRT. But body acheness and joint pain and the fatigue, those 2, they linger on. And sometimes the body acheness can be so bad, like it feels as if my body is on fire. Like even my nails, my tip of my toes, my ear, everything just aches like crazy. I have my moments on and off, but yeah. So that's kind of what I dealt with towards the end of last year and the first quarter of this year. So I just kind of took it really easy with myself. All right. So apart from that, the other things I'm going to be doing this year is there's going to be more content this year. I'm going to try and do some more topics this year. I have a few topics down. I will talk more about this POI journal. I will talk more about the topics in there as well. I'm going to do some collabs this year. So I'm going to be having some collabs this year. We're going to be some live videos here. And also I want to try and get back I want to try and reach out to more women to come share their story here, like I was doing like a year. I've not actually brought other women or other people to come share their POI story for almost a year now. So I want to get back into it because I like the idea of different people coming in here, sharing their story. We're hearing from different people's story and their perspective and their experience and everything, right? I want to try and do that. So reaching out to people. Sometimes when you reach out to people, some people are not ready to share, or they don't want to share. You have to respect that. And some people are open to share, and then try and getting those people who are open to share to come. And the ones that don't want to share, you respect that. Everyone is entitled to their privacy. You leave it there and you respect it. So those are a few of the things. Those are a few of the updates today. And so yeah, so I don't have an upload schedule. So whenever I do upload, I upload. And that's it. I don't have anything else to say. And I'm just going to say enjoy Happy new week. We're going into a new week now, and stay blessed. And you guys just take care of yourselves. And if you have any questions for me, leave it on the description box. Send me an email or reach out to me on Instagram. And yeah, take care of yourself. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye bye.